Our art technique for today is scrunched paint. We're changing or distorting the background using watercolors and plastic wrap. Here's what you need to do this technique. Some watercolors in tube form, and of course your mixed media paper sketchbook. So today I'm actually going to tear out a piece of paper from our sketchbook. I've gone ahead and done that. And then you're going to grab some paint with your, water, you're going to grab some water with your paintbrush and then just put it on your palette. Now the reason we're using tube paints is because a lot of times with watercolors, the pigment is a lot more concentrated, which means more bold. So when we put it on our page, it's going to show up really nice and bright. So you're going to mix your paint kind of heavy, and it's okay to use a lot of water with this technique. So you're just going to smear around it to a few different spots. And one thing when you're picking out your paper, that I'm using mixed media because I want to keep all of my sketches in the same journal. It's important when you're working with water to use that thicker or watercolor paper, because if not, your paper is going to get ripply and it's not going to look that great. So you want to use a thick mixed media paper or watercolor paper itself. Now I'm going to switch over to blue. And I'm going to fill this section of my paper up. And I'm using the 3 primary colors so that when my paints overlap and mix together, it's going to make new colors like green and purple. So you would just keep going and filling your entire page and leave it really watery. And another idea is to actually blend up your paints ahead of time and drop them onto your paper with eyedroppers. So you can do it that way too. So let's say you've filled your whole page. The next thing you're going to do is grab a piece of plastic wrap, lay it right over the top, and then scrunch it together. And this is where the distorting really comes into play, because see all of these little cracks and creases? Those are going to show up on your final creation here. Let me flip over a page I've been working on. Here we go. And this one, so you can see when you pull the saran wrap away, see all of these neat little lines? It's almost like ice or something. So you get all these nice cracks and crevices, and we can see where the paint colors have actually blended to make greens and purples. So now you've got a few options. You can color in areas with colored pencil. I'm going to just give you a few ideas. You can leave it alone. You can put glitter paints on and spread those around with a brush, and you'll be able to still see all of your cracks and distorted areas too, but you'll have that neat sparkle on top. Or you can use some markers. Let's grab a blue. But what I like to do is kind of pick areas, like here's a triangle, and you can outline that and really highlight sections of your design. And then lastly, I want to show you on the finished example, when you get done with all of your decorating, surface embellishing, you can frame up your actual journal page with some of this kind of transparent decorative tape. And that makes a really neat border around your creation.